Hey guys, it's Chuck at Timber Bend Farms, and I'm out in the high tunnel this afternoon, just taking a look around, seeing what we got. We got a pretty good crop of things growing right now. I'll take you a little around, show you a few of the things that are looking good. But I wanted to get with you and show you these wicking buckets that we made. I don't. Most of you probably know Daniel at Arms Family Homestead. And then he follows a guy named Gardening with Leon there locally with him, and I'm not sure if this is Leon's method or what, but he has perfected it, that's for sure, on a pretty big scale. But back in the spring, we had an issue with our dirt in our high tunnel, and we ended up having to pull a lot of the dirt out and get some new dirt brought in. In the meantime, we had some plants that were tomato plants that were maturing, getting ready to set out. So I just happen to have these little 2-gallon buckets I want to show you, and we wasn't sure if these were going to be big enough or not to hold the root system for these tomato plants. As it turns out, it looks like they were okay. But I'll show you these plants. Now, the other interesting thing about the 2 tomato plants I'm going to show you is I don't have any idea what variety these are. We had stopped at a farmer's market in Clanton, Alabama, and bought a heirloom tomato. And when we got home, we ate that tomato, but we saved some of the seeds, put those on a napkin, and just kind of stuck it away for a little while. And then we also had a cherry tomato that we had saved some seeds and stuck that away. And then when it come time to plant our seeds this year, we got those seeds and planted them just to see what would happen. And I'm going to show you the results of the cherry tomato and the heirloom. The heirloom we thought was maybe a purple top or a Paul Robeson, something like that. It may be, but you can look at it and tell me what you think. And but anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around here and I'll show you what this row. We have 19 of these buckets that have plants in them, and I'll show you the cherry tomatoes and the heirlooms. That's an example of our wicking bucket that we put the plants in, and we started out with these little bamboo supports, and turned out for the heirlooms they weren't quite strong enough or big enough, and the buckets weren't really big enough to support the weight. So we've got some of these that have been over on us, but they're still producing. There's an heirloom plant. It looks like we didn't get water to it quick enough one time and it split open a little bit, but there's some of those. And then the cherry tomatoes, we've got those growing up here on some cattle panels, and you can see all those little cherry tomatoes in there. We did not pick these yesterday because some of these were still looking a little rough. Even down here in the bottom, there's some in there needed to mature a little bit and ripen. So there's quite a few. There's probably 20 or 30 or 40 cherry tomatoes in here that'll need to be picked today. So I just wanted to show you before we picked them. Now this plant here, green hornworm got a hold of that plant and did a pretty good number on it. But we kind of look around for those dudes every day, and we'll find one every now and then. Here's another one of those heirloom tomatoes, and right now it's kind of ripening pretty good. The ones we picked that were a lot riper than that never did get much darker on top than just the green. They kind of just stayed that dark green color. So some of you out there may know what that is, type of tomato. Coming back to these buckets, there's our pipe to water with. Now we did pull our drip tape out of the ground, and I laid it across the top of these buckets, just because with it being a 2-gallon bucket, it dries up really quick, and we were having to water these about every 2 days. And so I put the drip on top of it just to add a little supplemental water, but we're still having to water them through the fill tubes and give them a little nutrients that way. But anyway, there's our little patch of cherry tomatoes. my wife and I both like zinnias, and so we planted some, and these actually did pretty well right here in this spot. They've come up. Of course, they're right on top of the drip tape, so they get watered and fed, and they're loving life right here. But they're a good attractant for pollinators to come in and kind of get them in the area. But I want to show you around a little bit. Here's some Sweet Baby watermelons. That one getting pretty close. There's a few more on here that are growing. We have a couple other different kind of melons that we're growing. There's one right there, and that actually may be a squash or something. We got some through here that don't look too good. Not really sure what's going on with them. And then we're back into some cucumbers. Got some little baby cucumbers there. And then a couple eggplants. They started off really rough. They didn't do well, and then here within the last week or so, they've kind of shot up and got a little stronger looking, but haven't developed any fruit yet. But and this is a ground cherry. It has spread out and it's doing well, and it's dropped several ground cherries we need to get in there and pick up. Now this is a cucumber vine that we put up on a cattle panel, and so there's a cucumber. There's a couple in there. Let's see. There's one down there. Anyway, this has been a good little cucumber here. It's been a big producer, and then we have some squash and zucchini kind of growing in this area, and had a few weeds that we've got away from us a little bit, but anyway, some other tomato plants. But things are looking good, and we're looking forward to extending this season with this high tunnel. Hopefully get a little bit more season out of some of our vegetables and things, and try to get some more production. We got a little bit of a late start this year because we just got the high tunnel up early in the season, and we had a problem with our soil and had to get the soil out, get some new soil brought in, and that's another story for another day. But anyway, we're excited. It's going well. That these tomatoes down through here, they look beautiful when they came up, and unfortunately life got to us, and we didn't get them staked up in time, and they all started falling over, and then we decided just to leave them, and so now they're just now putting on flowers and fruit. These were some of the ones that got planted a lot later. So anyway, we're hoping for another month or two of harvesting here, and then we'll flip around and start some fall and winter crops in here, and then get ready for seedling season next year. So anyway, just wanted to kind of show you what's going on in our high tunnel, and just kind of give you a look around. Thanks. Hope y'all have a great day. We'll catch you later.